This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
You all have been married for 5 years. You're here in court because allegations of cheating are threatening your relationship. Ms. Little, tell us why you're here.
Well, Judge, I'm here because I feel like my husband has been meeting women online and having sex with them.
No,
And
that
I
is
need to
not gonna
find
happen.
out what is really the truth.
What does that feel like in your gut?
What
Just
it
believe
feels like there is something wrong. It feels like there's something bad about to happen. There's a hurricane coming, and no one has talked about it on the news.
And it's destructive.
Oh, it's destructive, but guess what? I bring more destruction than that.
Oh, so she's talking category 4, category 5 action. right there.
No, seven, because 7 is the
That's not
perfect
even a
number.
real category. You just going.
But you're gonna
you
find
making
out
stuff
today.
up already.
You're gonna
You're
find
already
out.
making stuff up.
Okay, all right.
Well, Mr. Clayton, why are you here? What do you want to show today?
I don't even know why I'm here. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know, because everything that I'm hearing about is all made up. It's not true.
So you're saying that none of her gut feelings is true. You are not cheating.
I'm not cheating. There's nothing happening here.
I've called
There's nothing
him.
happening there. There's nothing happening anywhere.
Oh, you Dr. Seuss now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
How did you meet?
Okay, we met online. I was living on the West Coast. He was living in the Midwest. And one of my family members said, I want you to come home for the holidays. So I said, let me get online and see what's going on. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I thought, I'll go there, I'll have me a little holiday boo that can wine me and dine me. I don't have to get into a commitment. We'll just be the perfect girlfriend and boyfriend for those 2 weeks while I'm there. Then when I'm gone, see ya, back to my life, back on my grind. But Mr. Clayton was pretty slick, and he wrangled me in.
All right, how did he win you over?
He won me over because he was very chivalrous. And then what really got me was I was at the mall with my family members, and it started to snow. And the next thing I know, he comes in with the largest umbrella I've ever seen.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Clayton. What was it about her that made you want to bring an umbrella to the mall?
Oh, okay. Well, you can see she's a very lovely lady, very beautiful, and she has a larger-than-life personality, as you can see already. You know, sometimes that gets a little too large, but it's okay. What I'm saying is that I wanted to settle down, and I wanted to have a nice mother for my children, and she just fit the bill perfectly, and I just said I had to pursue this woman.
So he quit 2 jobs and left his brand new truck at home and got married to me last minute and flew to the West Coast.
So, Miss Little, you thought you had found the perfect man.
Oh, I thought.
You got married, but now you believe you need that umbrella that he brought to you for the perfect storm that's coming. Is that right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, tell me about that.
Okay, so I'm going through sorting my clothes, right?
Okay.
And then, boom, a crumbled piece of paper falls out. So I open up the paper ever so carefully, and guess what it is? A very popular restaurant that I've been wanting to go to for a long time. And not on that restaurant, there wasn't any food, okay? There were just drinks, 5 drinks, okay? 2 margaritas, and I think 3 beers. This man don't be drinking no fruity drinks like that. Come on, somebody.
I don't know what this receipt is.
What?
This ain't my receipt. This ain't my receipt. I never seen this.
Oh,
you already know. You already know how I do.
So he had 5 drinks.
No. Color, this is 2 drinks for one person and 3 drinks. You don't mix and match.
Come on, Judge.
Hey, wait.
Just get
Let's just break it down.
Come
Break it down.
on.
What is it?
Come on.
I don't see a whole lot of men drinking strawberry margaritas. But 2 strawberries and 2, that looks like a man and a woman.
Right.
Let me look at the prices real quick.
Yeah.
$8. Now, I'm a practical man. I'm gonna get a whole case for $8. I'm a pregame before I go. I'd rather have the case. I'm a pregame. I'm gonna go there before.
Okay, then, Mr. Clayton, I can understand that.
Wait, he said please.
Y'all don't know pregame. That means you get.
Mr. Clayton, here's my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, forget about the prices for a minute.
All right.
The receipt was in your pants.
She didn't say that it came on my pants. She said that as she was unfolding, it fell. So therefore, it might not even been in the pants.
Oh, it was in the pants, all right.
All right, what else do you have that supports your belief that he's cheating?
Okay, so I was house sitting for a friend.
Okay.
And He was at home, and while I was house sitting for those 2 weeks, I kept trying to call him. I kept trying to text him. I tried to instant message him on social media. He was not responding. I tell him, we need to wash clothes because I was gonna be coming back home, and I like to go to the laundromat and be able to use the big boards and put my comforters all in. So we're sitting there as the clothes are washing. His phone rings. So he picked it up. He didn't look at it. I guess he forgot, oh, I'm gonna pick up the phone. I hear a little sweet voice say, hello. He hung the phone up and powered the phone off. I said, why you power the phone off? No, my battery went dead. Your battery went dead in 3 seconds. I said, give me the phone. He wouldn't give me the phone. If you don't have anything to hide, let me see the phone.
And he wouldn't let you see it.
This man turned 7 shades of gray, okay? Right. He would not give me that phone.
I've heard of 50 Shades of Gray, but I haven't heard of 7 Shades of Gray.
So I said, you know what? I said, you forget, I'm the one with the password to the account. Just so happened that our carrier, the store, was right next door to the laundromat. So I said,
ooh, that's
I got
some bad luck right there.
Yeah, I said, I got you. I walked over to the phone company and I said, how y'all doing? I said, I need to check some usage on my phone. I pull it up. That's when I see, it's the same number.
Okay, you submitted that evidence to the court, the list.
Yes, I did.
All right, would you like to step up to the monitor?
I sure would like to step right on over here. As you can see, Your Honor, all these in red, you see the same number here, 618. That is not a California number. I don't recognize this, okay?
Okay.
So you see here, 618. Minutes, 190 minutes.
That's
Look at
a
this
lot
one.
of talking.
190, 99, 92, 102, 223, 174, 154, 27, and 82. What the hell was y'all talking about?
Mr. Clayton.
Yeah. It looks bad.
Yeah?
But it's not. She just willy-nilly just gonna go and house sit for this friend. I didn't know anything about it. So I'm at home without any information. I get bored. I go on an app and to talk to somebody. I like to talk about comic books sometimes. This is an anonymous app. It doesn't say whether it's a woman or a man. I was in the group chat.
All right,
I'm an older man. I like to talk on the phone. I don't like all that stuff.
Mr. Clayton, hold on, Mr. Clayton.
Mr. Clayton, she don't think you Spider-Man. She thinks you Sneaky Man right now.
That's what she think. But I'm telling you, this all in the head. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Miss Little, thank you. Would you step back to the podium, please?
All right, did you ever find out who he was talking to?
Yes, I did.
Oh, really?
I called the girl, and it was a girl, and she answered the phone. I said, hello. She said, hello. I said, hello. I said, who is this? She told me her name. I said, this is Eric's wife. She said, wife? She said, well, he told me that he was divorced. Now you want to tell, you want to say, something that
I was married because it was never part of the conversation.
That cut me down. If you're talking about comic books, why you got to say you divorced then?
I never said I was divorced. I never said I was married. It's none of her business.
She told me that he said that he was divorced and that he had been making plans to visit her. She was very, I'm ready to go off on her.
We're going to meet her for Comic-Con.
If she knew that he was...
This all makes sense.
If she knew that he was married or not, she was very apologetic. So we didn't have no arguments or anything because the girl was very apologetic. And I said, you know what? She even seemed like she was hurt. And I said, I want to apologize on behalf of my husband for leading you on. Because not only is he hurting me, you're hurting her as well.
Are you cheating?
I am not cheating.
Did you cheat with this woman who you were talking to at 1 in the morning?
I did not cheat with her.
But you were making plans to meet her at Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you're talking about Comic-Con, let me know. Why would I trip about that? I know I'm passionate and spirited today, but if he would say, this is what I got going on, I want to get dressed up and go to Comic-Con too. What are you hiding?
I want to be sure, Mr. Clayton, because like you said, it smells bad, it looks bad.
It does smell bad, it looks bad, but I have never cheated on my wife.
You have
I've never done it.
In the 5 years you've been married, you've never cheated on your wife.
5 years, I've been with this woman only.
All right, so here's what we have.
All right.
Mr. Cutler. She believes he's cheating for a couple reasons. One, while she was doing the laundry, out comes a receipt with drinks on it. It looks like for 2 people, and it really looks like a woman and a man. And then on top of that, she finds out that he has been spending hours on the phone with someone and discovers it's a woman.
Yes.
And then that young lady shares with her that Mr. Clayton has told her, I'm divorced, and they making plans to hang out together. Based on all of that, she believes that he is cheating. Everything is on the line with this case.
Everything.
Well, this court has done a full and complete investigation, particularly because of these allegations of online activity. We need some help. So at this time, the court would like to call digital forensic consultant Patrick Seward to determine, is he cheating? Now, please escort Mr. Seward into the courtroom.
Patrick Seward. I'm gonna have to go over the witness stand, please.
How are you doing today?
Doing well, Your Honors.
All right, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
The court ordered Mr. Clayton to submit his phone for examination,
Yes,
and you examined his phone.
I did.
Did you uncover anything interesting in Mr. Clayton's messages?
Yes, there were a total of 205 messages between Mr. Clayton and another party discussing female genitalia.
Is that in a comic book that I've not seen?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Did you find anything else on his phone, Mr. Clayton's phone?
Unfortunately, I did. Just about a week ago, the defendant took this provocative picture of himself.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Okay. This is a very, very close-up picture of your genitalia.
Is it?
Well, there wasn't much to see.
Miss Little, did you ever receive a picture?
Nope.
You've not seen this picture?
I have not received those types of pictures since we've been married.
And you said this was a week ago, Mr. Seward?
Yes.
Who did you send it to?
I ain't send it to nobody.
You just took the picture just to have it in your phone.
There's a lot of pictures on my phone.
Of your junk?
No. No, sir. No, sir.
All right. To further investigate this matter, at this time, the court would like to call licensed private investigator and polygraph examiner Kendall Shull. Ron, would you please escort him in?
Kendall Shull. Step up to the monitor.
So you conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. Clayton.
I did, Your Honor.
All right. You asked Mr. Clayton, since you've been married, have you had intimate or sexual online relationships with women? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined he was being deceptive.
All right, Mr. Clayton, now's your time to tell the truth.
I've talked to women online. I've done it. And I knew I had crossed the line in that. I take that full responsibility. I apologize that I ever would do something like that to you.
What you don't understand is if you are online talking with other women, having whatever internet sex with them, that's taking away time that you should be giving to me.
Okay, you want to see if this online activity, this online flirting, has turned into something physical in person. You asked Mr. Clayton, since you've been married to your wife, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, he said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
You know, it's very interesting, love, how couples don't understand or don't plan about this social media thing. Because, you know, when we got started, it wasn't there.
In the old days?
In the olden days.
Yeah, there was no social media.
There was no social media. So we didn't have to have a conversation about what's appropriate, what's inappropriate.
And so now that you all have figured out what's going on, you know what lines he crossed, what lines he didn't cross. You came here to get answers. You have those answers now. Where is this relationship going?
Well, I've tried to get him to go to therapy. and he will not go. I love him with everything that is within me, but if we don't do that, I cannot see us having longevity.
Mr. Clayton, it sounds like your wife has done everything to try to save your marriage. What are you going to do?
I mean, I want to do whatever it takes in order to save this marriage because I love this woman.
So you'll go to counseling?
So that's well,
You'll go to counseling?
I'll consider counsel. I'll consider therapy.
Woo!
Okay.
Hold up. Let me help.
You got this?
I got this. Mr. Clayton, I'm going to just take over and say, I am ordering you to go to therapy if you plan to stay with her. You two met online, and Miss Walker, you believe that Miss Carter is still online, such that you did not accept her marriage proposal. And you opened this case instead. Miss Walker, why don't you trust Miss Carter anymore? Share with the court.
Your Honor, basically my girlfriend is a liar and a cheater. She always try to say that I'm living in the past and I'm being paranoid. But if it's so much in the past, how did I recently find a dating app that was created for men online that she says she put there because I snoop and she wanted me to find out? But I feel like if that was the case, we already have trust issues, so why would you create more on top of that?
That's not true because when I am being honest with her, she gonna go back and double check anyway. And then the thing with the dating app, I put it on there because she knows it. I just want to see how long it's gonna be exactly till she come
But
back.
why intentionally hurt me?
What you snooping for?
Because I don't trust you. You lie.
So, Ms. Carter, have you given her any reasons to not trust you?
And it's not funny, Your Honor. This is serious, and this is a joking matter to her.
See, because
Yeah, there is a color there. Clearly two different viewpoints.
I'm
but
not
she
playing.
ain't smiling.
But
At all.
and that's the thing. Even when we at home and we argue, just because I smile doesn't mean that I don't care. I don't want her to know how I'm feeling. I show my emotions different from her.
But Ms. Carter, Ms. Walker says you're not taking this seriously.
I am.
What are you here to show today?
That I've been telling the truth and that I love her and I want to be with her.
We got a hot one. We got a hot one.
So you feel the trust is gone in the relationship?
It is, Your Honor. And then all of this started because I paid her cell phone bill one time. And with her cell phone bill, you needed the passcode. So I kept it. And I noticed that it was a number that kept showing up on her phone bill that came up every time she got through talking to me. So I went back and looked at it. I'm like, well, let me not say too much right now. Let me see where this is going, because I might be that paranoid girlfriend like she always try to say I am. But paranoia do not find facts.
So you're like, I might be paranoid, but what I'm seeing here is the same number over and over and over again.
And like I said,
But every
I waited.
phone bill would have that. If you look at somebody's phone bill, you're going to have certain numbers you call more than others. Why?
Wait.
In and of itself?
No.
That's normal.
That's normal, but Kelly, if I heard you correctly, you're like, every time she talks to me, she talks
Right
to this
after.
person.
And not only
every time
that-
she talked to me, she talked to this
Yes,
person.
and not only that, but for 6 and 7 and 8 hours through the night.
Yeah,
That's
no.
what caught my attention.
Okay.
So that's a little different, right?
It's a little different.
All right.
Okay.
But
All right.
that's because I get tired of her accusations. And at the time when I was talking to this other person, my father was, ill, and, I was in Michigan, y'all was out in Texas. So, y'all worked, but, we was just talking, you know what I'm saying? And, really just talking. And that was it.
So, Ms. Walker, did you ever investigate whose number this belonged
I
to?
sure did.
All right,
So
talk to me.
I confronted her with the number. I said, babe, why is this number showing up on your phone bill the moment, not even 30 seconds, Your Honor, 1 minute, like 1 minute after she hang up with me? Why is this number there? Oh, babe, that's just my stud, bro. That's just my stud, bro. I don't even get down like that. You're gonna feel stupid too, call her. I was like, well, she can't be lying because she's telling me to call the lady.
Let me ask you something. Were you talking to her for 6 and 7 hours at a time?
Yes.
So she talked to you for 6 or 7 hours, and then she go and talk to this person for 6 or 7 hours. Wow, that's a lot of extra time you got.
Yeah,
That's
so
because I was sick, and I couldn't do nothing
take
but-
it amongst myself to call her bluff. I called the lady, and I'm like, hello. And she was just like, who are you? And I said, I'm Q's girlfriend. Now, who are you? She said, I'm Q's girlfriend, too. She didn't lie about it or nothing. But even after that.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. This woman tells you, I'm Q's girlfriend, too. What did you do with that information?
I
Because
was
that's
just
what I'm
like,
interested
look,
in.
I'm coming to you woman to woman. I need the truth. If you are with Q, good luck to y'all. because I didn't need that right then.
Okay, you asked the question, you got
And
the
she
answer.
gave it to me, so I asked her.
Okay, that was
said-
my question. What did that conversation look like?
So she was just like, babe, she's straight lying. She just lying on me. I'm a G, I don't get down like that. You know? So I'm like, okay, well, she got a whole bunch of things that she coming up with. Like, I'm asking her, you know, did y'all ever have sex and things like that? She giving me dates. So I asked Q, did you do the girl? And she was like, babe, it was just a drunk night.
It was one time and it ended.
But now, Your Honor,
It was one time and it ended, right, Ms. Carter?
Yes.
And your attitude is that was in the past.
Yes.
Okay. But in terms of now, she thinks you're still cheating.
But love, here's the thing. Now we know where the trust was broken.
Okay.
That's why when all these other things keep happening, she doesn't have anything to rely on because she was told nothing's going on. Then she's told something did happen, and I looking at your face, and you think it was more than once, but you're going with the one
it was
time.
more than once.
Okay, but if this happened in the past, my question is, you all got back together.
Yes, we
Okay.
did. So
Why
basically,
did you get back together?
Well, I love her, Your Honor. I do. I love her to death. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. There's a lot of things, but one that really stuck out with me that touched my heart because, you know, we both lost our parents within a month apart.
Oh.
So we struggled through that trying time, but I really wanted a dog. You know, I'm like, shoot, kids out the house, I'm ready for a dog. So, you know, I'm like, look, she's like, babe, I'm gonna get you this dog. So I'm like, look, babe, we need to get a puppy cam so we could see where the dog is pooping. But little did I know, getting the puppy cam, that I was gonna find out my girl
The
was
puppy
pooping
cam
in
was
the
me.
backyard.
I was the dog she was looking at. It was
damn
never
right.
for the puppy.
So, like I said, I had got the puppy cam. She feels
Okay.
like she was the puppy I was spying on,
Yeah.
but you give me reason. So I installed this underneath my dresser, and I put an app on my phone to zoom in to listen to what she would say. Now, it was on a break. It was one of my breaks. I had texted her. She hadn't responded back in a while. So, of course, I'm already paranoid. I know from past history how she get down. So I turned the cam on from my phone, zoom in and listen, and she's telling some girl how she is sexually do this and how she'll do that. And
That is
Your
not-
Honor,
Hold on, Ms. Carter.
I submitted evidence for this.
Right. Let's
take a
listen to it.
Yeah.
You know how we do it. You know how we get down.
And that's how I remember it, Your Honor. Plus, it might have been some more because
Wow.
after I zoomed in to listen, then I was like, had to chill out a minute. But I was like, I'm finna go and see what else she doing. Still no text message. 3 hours later, she's still on the phone with this mysterious woman.
And
So,
they're
Ms.
still
Carter-
having these provocative conversations.
Conversations you do not have with friends. And I asked her, and she said, that's just how I talk to my friends. What?
So, Ms. Carter, who are you having these conversations with? These sexually...
It was a friend, Yana, and all that, but her recollection, none of that was said. You know, the thing was, the person I was talking to, I had known, that was like my ex from like 10 years ago.
It don't matter.
But we still was
Why
talking.
is your
but
ex in your current life?
We wasn't talking.
Hold on, Miss Walker. I need to hear this.
I might have said some things, but I was mad. I was venting. So that's like I told her when she brung it to my attention, I'm like, Ayana, I said, that's like me writing in my diary and you open and read my deepest, darkest secrets. You keep listening. And she's saying that she would listen on the break. No, when she got in that car and lit that cigarette in the morning on the way to work, she listening. When she get to work, she
How
listening.
you know?
So, Ms. Carter, you feel that was a breach of your trust, your privacy for her to be listening in
Yes.
on your conversation?
So, Ms. Walker, when you heard this conversation, the recollection we just heard, do you believe that was the woman in Oklahoma that she was talking
Yes.
to?
I logged into her little tablet and I go and look where she's been going, the times that she's saying she's going to Wichita Falls or Houston, and that stuff is detouring to Oklahoma City, the same address that this Oklahoma girl is at. Even recently, she had to go out of town to get a pair of kicks. So I get off of work, because I'm like, babe, where you at? Straight up, where you at? And she's like, babe, I'm out at the mall. I was like, cool, I'm off. Let's go and let's grab a bite to eat. I'm at the
It was
Fort
a
Worth.
setup.
I'm at the Fort Worth Mall looking dumb. She ain't nowhere near that. She 3.5 hours away.
In
In
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma City.
So, Ms.
Is
Carter,
this true, Miss Carter?
That is true, but because that morning we had got into it, and it's another thing with y'all. Every time she get mad, oh, I'm just done. Oh, get out, all this stuff. I'm tired of that.
I
so
am too.
I like
That's why
to
we're
drive
here.
because I had that day off. I had been needing
Always
some
to
shoes.
Oklahoma City.
Okay, wait a minute, Miss Carter. Did you understand that she thought you were in Texas at the mall? Did you tell her you weren't in Texas in the mall?
Yeah, cause she said, Q, where you at? I said, I'm in Fort Worth at the mall. She said, I'm about to come. And then I texted her back. I said, man, quit playing. You just trying to see where I'm at. And then she texted me. She said, I'm at the
Stay
mall.
where you at. Stay where you at.
Why
but
would
you did tell her you were at the mall.
in Fort Worth?
In Fort Worth.
But she was in where
Oklahoma.
were you?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oklahoma
Do
City.
you understand why this woman
But I
does
did
not
that
believe you?
to make her mad because that's the only way I can
Why
get
do you
back.
keep making
Wait
me
a minute.
mad?
Hold on, Miss Walker.
That's because
Miss
you hurt me.
Miss Carter, do you understand why she cannot believe you? You tell her you're at the Fort Worth Mall, but you
3.5
in a
hours
different
away.
state.
Right, but that still would have been, I would have got the same consequences if not. I'm grown. If I want to drive to
Then
Oklahoma,
say that then.
I tell you, I'm grown all the time.
Miss Carter.
doing that.
Go to
Okay,
the same
Miss
place
Carter.
that's causing instabilities in our relationship.
Miss Walker, Miss Carter, clearly we have an instance where you told Miss Walker that you were in Texas when you were actually in Oklahoma.
Yes,
She has concern about a woman who's in Oklahoma.
yes,
Someone from your past you admit you've been with in your past, correct?
yes.
Have you been with that woman more than once?
No.
That's what you're telling this court. Well, I think we have enough information.
All right.
And what we have is she saw on the cell phone bill that there's a number from Oklahoma that keeps popping up. We've got the puppy cam conversation, and then we got the GPS where Miss Carter has told her, I'm in Texas, but the GPS shows she's in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Everywhere
Right.
you look.
Everywhere is Oklahoma.
Everywhere you look.
And you feel because of this, you know she's cheated.
I feel like this time, I feel like she's still there. She's still in the background somewhere.
You believe it was more than a one-time thing.
Most definitely, because that's what she told me.
You believe it's ongoing.
Yes.
And if you find out it's ongoing,
That's it. Because you've had your chance to redeem this. But the fact that my intuition is kicking in and instead of paying an investigator $500, $600, I'm doing it myself.
I spied my God.
You know?
And because of that, this court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call licensed polygraph examiner Tommy Platt to determine, is she cheating? Mr. Platt, would you share for the litigants and for the court record your credentials?
I have been a licensed polygraph examiner for over 10 years and conducted nearly 3,000 polygraph examinations.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Carter,
Yes.
I'm watching you,
She looked guilty.
and I start to see signs. You looking around, you rocking, you making those
hands,
faces,
the hands.
your hands are moving back and forth, and a lot of times they smile. And that usually is an indication to me, to my gut, that something's amiss.
they're nervous about what's going to happen.
Nervous what's gonna happen. Mr. Platt has just told you his credentials, and sometimes that's enough to make people go, do I wanna play with this?
Not a liar, though. They
Because
test.
it's-
Well, but here's the thing, and I've said this more than once, it's better for you to tell your story than Mr. Platt or one of our other experts. So I'm gonna ask you right now, before he gives, is there anything you need to tell Ms. Walker at this point?
Yeah.
The signs don't lie.
Yes. I mean, I slept with her more than that one time, but I have not slept with her since March 2000. I think that's true.
March of 2017 or 18.
But that's the truth. That's the only thing I had to say. Everything else, that's true.
How long did this affair go on? How long did it continue?
Our whole relationship.
Since
She met her in March, she met me in March.
All right, so for a year, for 12 months, you were with this woman.
So it was a relationship?
No.
But you were sexually intimate with her over that year, several times.
I won't say several, but yes.
More than once.
More than one.
All right, so, and it was your understanding it was one time.
And I just recently even asked her, I was like, babe, just tell the truth. Was it more than once? Because what she's saying and you saying, I'm not gonna trust you. She, but how you gonna trust a stranger? She ain't lied to me once. You're the only one who say you love me, but continue to lie. Oh, I did that because you snooping. How could you intentionally hurt someone that you love?
I mean, you always say that, yeah, but that's not what it is, man.
And a cheater
That's
accuses
exactly
people.
what
That's
it
she's
is,
doing.
Miss Carter.
No, it's not.
It is exactly what it is. You said it was one time. It was 1 year. 1 year. If you don't want to be exclusive, that's okay.
Let me move on.
That's okay. If you still have feelings for this person, it's okay. But don't drag her heart through the mud. That's the problem. Miss Walker, would you share with Miss Carter what you're going to be doing with this relationship?
I can't do it. I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of not being able to trust the person that I'm building my nest with. I'm making the choice, because that's it. It ends here.
Okay, bye.